I'll be talking about three locations in Milwaukee that are supposedly haunted. These three locations that I have chosen are the Pfister Hotel, the Pabst Mansion, and Seven Bridges Park. There are way more haunted places that are more famous than these. However, I just chose these three because I thought they would be different enough to make this documentary interesting. So I'm going to first talk about the Pfister Hotel, its history, and what people claim to see. The Pfister Hotel is the most famous location in the city of Milwaukee that people have claimed is haunted. It's also the most famous hotel in the city as well. It started out as a dream of father and son Guido Pfister and Charles Pfister. Guido was born in 1818 in the city of Hechingen, Germany. He owned a tanning company there until 1845, when he moved to America, where he settled in Buffalo, New York. He decided to move again to Milwaukee in 1853, where he made a leather company that managed to make it to the top 10 biggest leather companies in the Midwest. Charles Pfister, the son, was born in 1859. He started working at his father's leather business and quickly became company president. He was one of the main players in the formation of the Milwaukee Electric Railway Light Company and served on the board of directors at the First Wisconsin National Bank. He was also extremely large in the political scene at the time. They had the hotel constructed in the Romanesque Revival style. The most famous building that I've heard of in this style is the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception in DC. They gave the hotel breakthrough modern features such as fireproofing and thermostats, and they even built a 32-foot ballroom, which became quite a popular meeting and event area for the city. The Pfister at one point had the largest collection of hotel artworks in the world, and they even received a AAA Four Diamond Award in 1976 and kept it the entire time, which only 11 other hotels in the US accomplished that. A Pfister finally opened in 1893 and was immediately a success. The construction cost $1 million in their time, or about 36 million in our time. Sadly, Guido Pfister didn't live to see it open, as he died 4 years prior in 1889. Due to the Pfister's amazing reputation with those who love luxury hotels, many celebrities have stayed there throughout the years. The hotel has also seemingly become the hotel of choice for baseball players coming to take on the Brewers. Another interesting fact is that every president since William McKinley stayed a night there. For those who came here for something supernatural, you wanted it. Now you got it. I apologize for that Ghost Adventures reference. It was awful. On May 5th, a couple days after the hotel opened, a newspaper article was released claiming that the hotel was built on top of an old burial ground. Claimed sightings of the paranormal started almost immediately after that. The main specter of a hotel moved into its new home on November 12th, 1927, when Charles Pfister died. The entirety of the second floor, especially around the grand staircase, is said to be the main area that he haunts. Throughout the hotel, but mainly on the second floor, guests have reported hearing headboards bang, mysterious music, disembodied voices, and reported visions of Charles himself walking up and down the stairs. The current owners deny that their building is haunted, though. If you have the money, you can go see for yourself if this place really is haunted, but if you can't, it's free to walk around in the lobby. It's really cool in there, trust me. Both Guido and Charles Pfister are buried in the Forest Home Cemetery in the Section 33. You can check out their graves if you want. Part 2. The Pabst Mansion. The Pabst Mansion was home of Captain Frederick Pabst and his family. He was born in 1836 and emigrated to the United States in 1848. 2 years later, at the age of 14, he started working on Great Lakes steamers. He was so good at this that he was promoted to captain when he turned 21, hence why some people prefer to call him Captain Pabst instead of Frederick Pabst. Frederick got married to Maria Best in 1862. Maria was the daughter of Philip Best, who owned the Philip Best and Company Brewery. Frederick purchased the company a year after marrying Maria and eventually renamed the company after himself in 1889. Under Frederick, the Pabst Brewing Company became the largest brewery in the U.S., while also becoming the largest lager producer in the world. Frederick and Maria had 10 kids together, but only 5 would make it to adulthood. Like most people after suddenly becoming rich, the Pabst family decided to get a mansion. They hired famous architects George Bowman Ferry and Alfred Charles Class to build them a mansion. This duo are known for their many famous buildings across the U.S., but they mainly created their projects in Milwaukee and Madison. Some of their most famous buildings in Milwaukee are the Cathedral Square Park's Cathedral, the Central Library, 210 East Michigan Street, St. James Court Apartments, and the First Unitarian Church. The mansion itself was built in the Flemish Revival architectural style. The construction finished in 1892 and took 2 years to make, and it costed $254,000 to construct, which is about $8,425,000 in today's money. The family moved in as soon as it was completed, though they did not live in it long. Frederick passed away in 1904 with complications with having a stroke, and his wife passed away 2 years later in 1906 from pneumonia, another rumored death that happened in the house as a father of an archdiocese. The house was sold by the remaining family in 1908 to the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Milwaukee, who then sold it to the current owners in 1978. They quickly opened it up to the public and transformed the mansion into a museum. The mansion is said to be haunted, but you most likely guessed that already if you made the decision to watch this video. The main paranormal resident is said to be Frederick himself, who is most active on his birthday and potentially might also be active on his death day. Some, though not that many, claim that Maria also haunts the building. There have been claims of candles falling out of candelabras, bells randomly ringing for no apparent reason, the sudden and unexplainable smell of perfume, the chandelier swinging in a different way than usual, feelings of an otherworldly presence, and apparitions of Frederick's spirit. Mansion staff are split on whether or not they actually think the building is haunted. The mansion's curator said that she doesn't think the mansion is haunted, but understands why people might think that. You can visit the mansion if you wish, though you need to book a tour. Tickets cost $17 per non discounted adult. If you also want to visit the graves of the Pabst family, go to Forest Home Cemetery. You can find them in section 40. Part 3, Seven Bridges. The Seven Bridges hiking area of Grant Park is a very popular place for nature lovers to visit in South Milwaukee. It's not one of those trails where you only see one or two people. Something that many of these visitors might not know is that Seven Bridges is supposedly crawling with the paranormal. Grant Park started in 1911 and was originally very unspectacular. That was until the county hired Frederick C. Wolf to improve Grant Park. Frederick Wolf was a German immigrant who was hired by Milwaukee County in 1914 to become the superintendent of horticulture, and that he did. Soon afterward, he was given the task of improving Grant Park. Again, that he did. To make his job easier, the city commissioned a house to be made for him and his family to be built inside of the park. It still exists today as Frederick C. Wolf Lodge, and you can even book it. He started improving Grant Park by adding a fruit orchard, a greenhouse, and even a game farm. In 1920, he even added the United States' first 18-hole golf course, and then he was assigned to create a new section of the park. Frederick began working on what would be later known as Seven Bridges sometime in the 1920s. Along with other workers, he spent decades creating walkable trails, adding more than seven bridges across numerous streams, creeks, and rivers in the area. He even added stone walls to the landscape to try and keep it from eroding. Lighting was added along the main trails in 1929. He moved to Oregon sometime later and then died sometime later after that. I tried looking up when he died, but got three separate answers, which are 1950, 1972, and 1973. In 1995, the park received a massive renovation. This included putting words on the entrance bridge to Seven Bridges. The front of the bridge displays the phrase, "Enter this wild wood and view the haunts of nature." The backside of the bridge includes the phrase, "May the God given peace of this leafy solitude rest upon and abide thee." I think it is as good as time as any to now start talking about the supernatural aspects of Seven Bridges. No one has died in either Grant Park or Seven Bridges, so it is quite strange that rumors of the paranormal constantly seep out of the forested ravines of Seven Bridges, that they might originate from the many shipwrecks in the area. Multiple different spirits are said to appear in the park. One spirit takes the appearance of a missed person. It is said to appear unexpectedly on the entrance bridge. The next spirit takes the form of a woman dressed in white. She's apparently looking for her lost children. The last spirit or spirits don't have any form, but they do make noise. They are known to scream very loudly, make loud footstep noises, and will sometimes audibly breathe very noisily. I hope you've enjoyed my first video I have ever edited using a video editing software, and with that, I am finished.